Hey guys, welcome back to this week, episode 25 here in beautiful Colorado Ranch of the Valken Debrief with myself, the Kaiju, and Darth Falcon.
Evil overlord of Airsoft.
Yes, we are back from SHOT Show. It was a hectic week.
I did not get sick.
No, we didn't. We did not get the shot-fluenza.
Shot-fluenza.
We did not. So, if you just thank you for joining us. Be sure to like and share. We got to get the views up today because we're giving away a couple cool things today. And with that, 2 weeks ago, we gave away a Valken Tactical Red Dot 1x30 with cantilever mount. And the winner is Ethan Williams. Congrats, Ethan.
Just contact us on our Valken Airsoft webpage and get your address. We'll get that out to you.
Heck yeah. And this week, we're going to pick two lucky winners from everybody that shares the video, the live stream going on right now. Everybody that shares gets a chance. We're going to draw one winner for a 12-pack and core of Thunder V's. So 12 shells and one core. We'll draw one winner for that. And because of our generous guests, we are also going to be giving away an M870 tap drum.
Ooh, those are so hot. It's like all the rage right now.
I know. Not just the adapter. We're taking the whole thing. Drum mag into adapter.
The D-bag.
Yes. So for those of you that don't know what it is, it's, M870, typically gas powered, green gas powered, and it runs shells, but now you can load a drum mag up into the bottom of that shotgun and have lots of ammo. Lots of ammo. Field equalizer. So we got a bunch of friends. Oh, as always, we got we've got our buddy Woodcock. Oh, we got Russia. Max from Russia. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for joining. Matthew, Jamal, look at these guys. These guys come back every week. Lewis, he won a Marin stock.
Yes, he did.
A couple weeks ago. So we got that sent out to him. Thanks for sharing, Lewis. Again, don't forget to share. And moving on to our event update. So, going on to events this weekend, we got a couple going on. February 3rd and 4th this weekend in the southern region, Third Coast Airsoft is hosting Operation Bone Strike in Vicksburg, Mississippi. If you want more information, we're throwing the link to that event down in the chat.
And February 3rd and 4th in the southern region is Overwatch Tactics Conquest of Avalon in Waxahachie, Texas. So that's going down this weekend.
Dude, I don't know what's up with Waxahachie.
I know, everybody's in Waxahachie.
Everybody's in Waxahachie. Future events, February 9th through the 11th in the Pacific region. Lion Claws Military Simulation Series is hosting Op Devil Dog Winter Offensive at Camp Pendleton. Myself, I will be there along with Iron Man and Les Trooper. And we'll be...
Side you running?
Insurgents. We're totally going Slavic style. I'll be setting up the Valken booth, selling a whole bunch of stuff to include all our Valken products and Enola Gay smoke grenades down there. We're actually running a special for all military and DoD ID card holders down there. Get 15% off military appreciation. So
must have card.
Yes, you must have your card. Military DoD ID card, because I know that John promotes. The Marines get to play for free. So since we're American veteran operated, we want to give back and say thanks to those military folks as well.
All right, we got February 17th in the Midwest is Hole in the Wall Paintball hosting Op Turquoise Ridge in Bangor, Minnesota.
Michigan.
I always get it wrong.
it's okay. Also on February 17th in the Appalachian region.
Minnesota's MN, isn't it?
Yes, Minnesota's MN.
MN, that's it.
M2 Bravo Tactical and Hobby is hosting Operation Cold War in Buchanan, West Virginia.
February 18th, Midwest, Cobra Airsoft Legion is hosting Operation Rhine River at Blast Camp in Hobart, Indiana, and it is a World War II reenactment.
Heck yeah, bringing out
because missile base.
Yes, the missile base. Bring out those grease guns. February 23rd through the 25th in the South region, Centurion Milsim is hosting Charlie Mike in Blakely, Georgia, and that's one of our friends, Bubba Moore, with Centurion Milsim, and so that's a three-day event down there in the South.
And let's see what we got. In February 24th in the Southern region, Extreme Airsoft and Ironside are hosting Frosty versus Silva in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Nice place, been there.
What was your vote? Who's going to win?
Bo
Silva.
I mean, it is his home turf. So.
It is Silva's home turf. I don't know.
It is his home turf.
You know, I have to go with Frosty on this one. You know, I think Frosty will pull it out. March 9th through the 12th, Western Europe. We are traveling over to Nuremberg, Germany for the IWA Outdoor Classics 2018 trade show. So for those of you that don't know about the IWA, just imagine the European version of SHOT Show. Well, yeah.
Kind of, but like
a lot more business.
A lot more business, a lot more airsoft, a lot more gear.
Yeah.
And they have an awesome cafe.
Yes. A lot more apparel.
Yeah, there's no peasant food because, you know, my stomach can't handle that peasant food at a SHOT Show.
Bratwurst, currywurst. Oh, Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. Got that shandy. Don't forget the
Nürnberger
Wiener
sausages.
Schnitzel. They got Wiener Schnitzel.
Yes, Nürnberger sausages. Yes.
All right. So on March 11th in the Midwest, Mir Tactical. Mir Tactical is hoping Operation Red Dawn in Joliet, Illinois.
Yes. March 16th through the 18th, back in the Pacific region, American Milsim is hosting Op 1850 in Victorville. This will be their first time going
California.
Going to Victorville.
First time in California, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's the first time in California. And March 23rd to the 25th in the Southern region, Third Coast Airsoft is hoping Operation Urban Siege in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hotlanta. Oh, yes. And don't forget,
The Walking Dead.
We're sharing the links to the events down below in the chat, just in case you want to go back and reference them. March 24th through the 25th in the Southern region, Hard Strike Milsim is partnering up with Battleborn Apparel. Hard Strike is one of our newer event hosts, and they are hosting Bloodlines Theatro Sanguinis.
In Waxahachie, Texas again.
Waxahachie. It's a hopping place right now.
Yeah. March 24th in the Midwest. Once again, Cobra Airsoft Legion is hosting Operation Black Hawk Down at Blast Camp. Paintball and Airsoft in Hobart, Indiana.
And March 25th in the Pacific region, Operation Lion Claw Simulation Series is hosting the Lion Claws Tactical Challenge, which this year it's going to be at a rail yard in Fillmore, California. So, I mean, yes, the whole, Rainbow Six in a 747 is cool.
But a rail yard?
But when you shrink that space to just a rail car, that's some tight space.
Frag 'em.
Yes.
And finally, March 30th through 31st in the Pacific, again, Operation Lion Claw Simulation Series is hosting Korenberg Rising at the Ren Fair German Village in Corona, California. I might have to go to that one for the Ren Fair.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go to that one.
Well, so those are the updates for our events coming up. Again, if you missed them, just check out in the chat below. We've posted the links to the events down there for you. If you're just joining us, thank you. It's episode 25 of the Valken Debrief here in beautiful Colorado with myself, the Kaiju, and Darth Valken, co-host. We're both co-hosts. It's wonderful. I don't know how I would do the show without him. I know. It's awesome.
I get to do it without you next week.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna be gone next week.
Yes.
You We'll see who he has as a special guest next week.
No.
Hopefully we can.
I have some options.
Yes, it's always nice to have options. You have many franchises because we have to have many franchises because our budget isn't as big as the Valken Core show.
The Valken Core, yeah.
But
we have to pull from several resources, call in some favors, some markers here and there.
We got to use those travel miles. We got to cash in those travel miles.
Oh yeah.
So, and team killing.
No, by the way, did you see he got upgraded to that Ferrari?
Dude, I know that was Gino. Where's the love?
I mean, come on.
You approved his rental car up to that Ferrari. I mean, we were doing all the media at SHOT Show. I mean,
well, he was media, but
he was. I mean,
we didn't even get a ride.
I know, right? I know.
Paintballers.
It's big ballers. So, team killing is a big thing, but everyone loves a good kill streak, whether online or on the field. So right now we're going to take a short break to feature one of the longest kill streaks that I've ever seen. And be sure to share the video, and we will be right back.
Go, hit that fort right now. There's nobody in there, Calvin. Fall back to the house. Push up, man. Yo! You're good, brother. Hey, he's hit. So you look pretty much straight ahead. That little fort. Oh, did I? I got lucky that I got him through the slats because he's been pumping into us. Yeah.
And we're back. that was Bobby Wolves at one of his home fields up in New Jersey, running the Valken Alloy PDW. Stock. I love it. I always love the little heads-up display stuff he throws in there.
Yeah, he gets really creative with it.
Like the heartbeat, you can see like the heartbeat or the brain, and he's always doing little things different there. Guys, don't forget to share. We got to share. We got up to like 46 viewers, and we got to get it back out there. So hit that share button again. And
invite and share.
Invite and share.
Because everybody might not follow you, or they may not. They're still friends, but have unfollowed you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And man, we have a lot of BB curious Valken Core folks supportive of Valken coming over and watching the show. We appreciate it. We appreciate it because we go over and hang out in the Valken Core chat, and hashtag mess with Paco.
Yes. Free Paco. That's what. Free Josh. What's the new one?
Hashtag free Tim.
Yeah, free Tim.
So
Free
if you guys missed us last week at SHOT Show, we had Red Wolf Tim on the show, and yes, it was. He was like squished, like we were holding him for ransom.
Yeah.
So
he's like,
hello. Hashtag free Tim. So on to our special guests.
Yeah, they've been sitting so patiently.
Yes.
We can actually still hear them. We have the mic muted, so they're
because
we
they
hear
might
them giggling.
They just might say stupid crap, and we don't want that. But no, great guys, two brothers, Aaren and Renfield Cudal, co-owners and co-founders of TAPP Airsoft. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, it's good to be here.
How is it down in Florida?
It's nice and warm. Yeah, it's nice and warm. It's the weather. Actually, we had a cold front recently, so it's down in about the 80s, 70s, 80s, maybe high 80s. Perfect weather.
Wow,
we're enjoying it.
Jealous. It was snowing a little bit.
No natural disasters or anything like that.
No, gratefully no.
Yeah. Oh,
unlike last year, yeah.
Guys and gals watching the show out there, if you've got questions for Ren or Aaren regarding TAPP Airsoft, just throw it down in the chat below, and we will be sure to ask them. I don't know. Jamal is asking, are you guys twin brothers?
Nope, he's adopted. So when everybody,
I was just
whenever
about to
you
ask
guys,
that.
yeah, when everybody, he's adopted. Oh yes, that's twins.
So, tell us.
It would be even better if you've got like the matching earbuds, but if you had matching shirts, that would have been.
Well, I did want to do that, but Aaren said, "Nah, let's switch it up.
We gotta support the Valken Alliance too."
I don't want to look like you all the time.
Yeah, we could have gotten matching shirts.
Starting us off, tell us how each of you got into airsoft. Was it separate times, the same time? How did it all happen?
Well, we do everything at the same time.
Well, not
all
everything, but well,
twins, Basil, twins.
One of our birthdays, we got some Walmart airsoft guns. No brand, and we played with our friends out in the street.
Which we don't recommend.
Yeah, it wasn't the best idea because
that just means you're like OG.
Yeah. We blew out a rearview mirror, and that really freaked us out. And
like a rearview mirror or a rear, like a window.
A rearview mirror of a
car.
And then one other time, someone called the cops on us, and so we had like 14 cop cars and 5 SUVs all cram into our street, which is just like a normal street. And needless to say, like our hands were shaking. So we decided against playing outside in open public, and then so we went to one of our friends introduced us to a local field called Hot Shots Paintball.
Okay.
And there's a small airsoft community there. So that's our home field. That's where we go and play. Now.
Very nice. So just remember, if you ever get the cops called on you, just drop the gun. Doesn't matter how expensive it is, just drop it, hands straight up in the air.
Yeah. Which thankfully we had actually read up on that kind of stuff. So, but the gun was attached to a harness, and it was like a jank harness, so you couldn't remove it.
Yeah, I couldn't take it off. So the cop yelled at me, "Drop the gun," and I immediately put my hands up like this, and he said, "Drop the gun," and I said, "I can't. It's attached to me." So they eventually they came over and they're like, "Oh, it's just an airsoft gun. It's okay." So.
But that was only like the first 2 cop cars, and everybody else decided to show up anyway after they called it.
Oh yeah, they want to see what's going on.
I can just imagine seeing that. Drop the gun. I can't.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was weird because at first I wasn't freaked out. I was like, "Oh no, somebody called the cops on me." But then, like 15 minutes later, I was like shaking. I was like, "Oh no!" It's like I can't believe that just happened. I could have been shot. So to everybody watching, don't play on the street.
No, play in sanctioned areas or official fields.
Jamal in the chat says double OG talking about us, which right before the show started, we were, because Renfield, he also goes by Ren, and I asked them, like Ren and Stimpy, and they had no clue what we were talking about, so it made me and Josh feel really old.
It's
We'll
like
have to
when
go find
Nickelodeon was first born.
Oh my gosh. Guys, please share the live stream. Let's get up above 50 viewers this week. We would love it for more people because we're giving away 2 prizes. So,
Not just duplicates. So 2 of these, and they're giving away a TAPP mag.
yes. So, oh my goodness, Walmart would be awesome. Yes, Kaylee, Ren and Stimpy is the best. Ryan was saying that Strategic Tactical Concepts uses airsoft to train law enforcement, so their area is aware of what it is. Well, that's a good thing.
So, now that we've heard about the first airsoft experience, how did you start TAPP Airsoft, the team?
So look, we went out to Hot Shots, our local field, and we're playing there. And one of our cousins owned a company called TAPP Tactical, which was in Oregon, stand for Tactically Advanced Personal Protection. And he would teach training, breaching, shooting from cars, stuff like that.
Was that your cousin at SHOT Show?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I talked to Patrick Patterson at SHOT Show. So he sent us some patches, some really old-fashioned patches that we still have, I think, and shirts. And so then we just stuck with it because we would wear the shirts and stuff out to Hot Shots, and people would go, "Oh, you're TAPP." And so we actually didn't come up with the name. It's just because we were wearing the shirts, and so people would call us out. Like whenever you're playing with people that you don't know, you just come up with call signs for them, and eventually it sticks. And so people just call us TAPP. Hey, TAPP. And then
we stuck.
yeah. And so the team was it's really just a whole bunch of friends. So
Those are the best teams.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah.
Damien Strong asks, do you guys have an engineering background and degree, or do you just pick up the skills for 3D modeling,
So-
printing the mag adapters?
Aaren did all the modeling for everything from scratch. We saw a need for what we wanted, which was a pistol with a drum magazine, because we didn't like the reloading and we didn't like the gas. So after, it took us about 6 months to a year to perfect it. And then after that, we learned all the AutoCAD and everything we needed to know from like YouTube tutorials. And then once we perfected it, then it's like, some people actually might be interested in this. Let's, start producing them, selling them to people.
About 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago, we visited our grandparents in the Philippines because we're part Filipino. We visited our grandparents in the Philippines, up in the mountains. So there's little to nothing internet connection. Everybody else speaks a different language. So really the only people that we could talk to were each other. And it was super boring sometimes. So we would literally just sit inside and binge watch AutoCAD tutorials. And that's how we started modeling stuff.
Oh wow, self-made men, young entrepreneurs. No, I love it that everybody younger than Josh and I, we call kids, right? That's just the way it is.
Which year after year, it's a lot more people and a lot more.
Yes, no, but we love how you guys, saw a need. And you didn't wait for anybody to do it. You just started, doing it, yourself. Can you share with us like some other stuff that you've done?
So when we first started out, in addition to, we originally got into HPA gas blowbacks, but then we found out about V12 and pneumatics, and so then we started getting into pneumatics. But the problem was one of our friends had a MP5, and he didn't really want to go away from the MP5 body. So then we said, let's put the V12 in the MP5. So we tried that, but then the selector was different and the nozzle was different. So that's when we modeled the fire selector and the nozzle for the MP5. And so now we're slowly adding to that repertoire to make the V12 more compatible with other V12s or other V2 gearboxes.
One of the first things that we came out with was the TAPP trigger, which
yeah, exactly.
It was the first extended trigger for airsoft that wasn't a pencil zip tied to a trigger. And of course, as the noise implies, everybody who hates anything related to paintball or even anything super non-milsim, hated the trigger. But us with the speed soft background and the fast play, we're like, oh, we don't care. We're going to have this trigger. We can hold lanes. We can shoot 45 FPS in semi-only games, 45 RPS in semi-only games. And it took off like crazy, wildfire across, the U.S. People are getting it in the U.K. and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it kind of made us infamous also. Not only because everybody hated us
famous,
because of
infamous.
it. Yeah, infamous. But the field started banning them because kids would get a hold of them and they would start abusing it, shooting like 50 RPS in single and semi-only games, and then suddenly they're full auto. So that wasn't the original intention. The intention was to be used as like almost a paintball trigger, just a lane keeper. You set your RPS to 15, 12 balls per second, and then you hold a lane. But of course, it got out of hand, and now we would have to say that at least 50% to 70% of all fields in the U.S. have our trigger banned. Which, well, we don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. But people still want. But it's really funny because everybody likes to diss paintball, and it was funny because I was asking our paintball expert back when I was first playing and the NPPL was around. It was like 16 balls per second, and now the NXL this year's max limit is 10.5 rounds a second. So it's really not that fast. And it's gotten slower each year. Yeah, it's just extremely consistent, and that's what cover fire is called. And that's how you actually move up. That's how, the games are faster paced because you're using your volume of fire as cover.
Yeah, and I mean you're still having to reload.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're carrying twice as more magazines as the next guy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's use a drum mag.
Let's use
The true drum mag.
So we had a question from Ryan Brown. It's how do you come up with what you will build? Is it necessity or other people asking for it?
That's a good question, because if we answer this and people listen, then they'll realize what's going on. People will contact us and they go, oh, can you build one for the M&P? Can you build one for Deagle, for the Desert Eagle? And all we say is, no, we don't. We're not, and we don't plan to. And then if like 3 or 4 more people ask, then we'll be like, okay, we'll start building one. Because really, we don't have any true way to gauge the market. So it's really just if people keep asking over and over and over. Like the one that we're working on now, the LM4, is we had put off for the longest time because we said, oh, the LM4, that's a gas blowback that people don't. Milsimmers use that. They're not going to be looking for drum mags. But then people kept asking more and more and more, and now we bought an LM4 mag and we modeled an LM4 mag. So now we're prototyping one. Yep.
Nice. Oh, nice. I was actually showing Bob earlier in the office today because I use a program called Fusion 360 for all of my 3D printing work. A good friend of mine turned me on to it. And I got in when you could still, if like your business made less than $60,000 a year, it's free, but it's really like $5,000 software. And I was showing him like all the stuff that I've drawn and developed that has never gone past the conceptual phase here.
You guys would love it. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
So, I mean, I'm constantly doing stuff. I'm undertaking 2 new projects probably here in the next couple of weeks when I get a break from everything. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yes. We should have, now I regret doing it, learning AutoCAD before learning SolidWorks, because going into the 3D printing community and then even moving on to CNC machining and stuff like that, SolidWorks is just so much more comprehensive than what AutoCAD can do. But because I've already learned AutoCAD, it's too hard. It's too much effort for me to switch. So it's
that is difficult. I mean, Fusion 360 allows me to fix the problem because, I mean, if you draw it and it's a 3D image, it's not optimized for printing. So that's one problem. Then you have to optimize it for CNCing. So there's different ways, and I can import and export every file type known to CAD. Yeah. So look into it.
Yeah. Just join us. Thank you we welcome you at episode 25 of the Valken Debrief with myself, Kaiju, and Darth Valken. Please like and share this video. The more shares we get, the better it is for everyone. We're just here talking it real with Aaren and Renfield Cudal from TAPP Airsoft. Not only an airsoft team, but a small business that's doing 3D printing and design and for airsoft products.
Yeah, I actually have some of their triggers. Both.
Nice.
Oh yeah, remember when I first flashed your boards with the new 2.0?
Yeah.
You guys sent out some triggers, so I do have some of those. And of course, you guys love the new software.
Oh yeah. Turn the binary on. Oh, it's great.
Yes, binary is probably my favorite setting. Hey, we got the Airsoft Bandit and Clinton Benninghoff from Texas joining us. Thanks for joining us, guys. Chris Pepin from Doomsday Airsoft from down Overwatch 4 last December. Thank you for joining. Please share the video. And Kyle Wright asks, what initially drew you to the V12 versus other HPA platforms?
Oh, that's a really good question. At the time when we were out at Hot Shots, we wanted to get into an electric pneumatic just because they're awesome and it's super easy to get air on a paintball field. But one of our good friends now, Spectre, he had a Valken V12. And we said, oh, what is that, a Polar Star? And he goes, no, it's the Valken V12. And we're like, well, what's the Valken V12? So we went online and found out that it was significantly cheaper than the Polar Star while being practically just as good, if not better. So we said, all right, let's get one of these. So we got one, used it for maybe 2 weeks, and then got maybe 2 or 3 more.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed is that it's extremely popular in the hack and mod community because it's not as like, not so much of a heart attack to tweak it and mod it. As opposed to like a $600 or $1,000 system, it's definitely become, and a whole community has evolved around it. That you guys have kind of spearheaded with, the nozzles, the triggers, the selector plates. But I've seen so many different crazy applications and things. And it's like, how did you do that?
And there's actually on Facebook a V12 owners group, which I've seen a ton of people ask questions that haven't even gotten their first V12 yet. I mean,
it's a really healthy group. Yeah, it's a really healthy group.
Yeah. Martin in Ireland, V12 is life. Still my favorite platform.
Yeah. One thing I'd like
in Ireland. That is awesome.
That's far away.
All the way in Ireland.
That is awesome.
One thing I like most about the V12 is the micro switch is different from other guns, and it works perfectly for our triggers, the TAPP triggers, because the micro switch is way more robust than other competitors. And so we've had a couple people use the trigger on some other guns, and they pulled it too hard, and it will actually break the micro switch if they're using like a metal trigger, just because the trigger is like super long, so the leverage is too much pressure. But with the V12, because of the way the micro switch is set up, we haven't had issues with it. It's much more robust.
That's because it's a paintball micro switch.
That's the thing. It's like airsoft is just catching up to paintball, and it's funny. You just can look at paintball and sort of see an idea, like a path where airsoft is going to move. To an extent.
It has to. The competitive aspect. There needs to be a competitive aspect. I think. There's like EVIC out there is doing kind of their competitive shooting course that they ran at their Airsoft Con this last year, and I think for it to grow into its next evolution and expand, there needs to be more, competitive play, more what would you call it, ranked play, and if you like look at what's the place in California that does this. The speed
Tac City.
Tac City. Tac City's got it set up. It's awesome with their whole live and their broadcast, and they've got like commentators and the whole 9 yards, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
It really brings the competitive side to it, which we're really looking forward to, and we're also going to try to push at a new field that should be opening up very close to us. We're going to try to influence it early on, really push the speed QB / speed soft / competitive nature about it, instead of just the classic 4-on-4s, capture the flag type thing.
Right.
So really the 5-man team based type of thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, we definitely see, the trend, going there, because there was the gap. It was just typically skirmish or milsim, and we didn't have that competitive side. And I mean, let's be real. I mean, paintball, has both. They had competitive and mag fed scenario, ball, and it's good. It's good to see that competitive play in airsoft has a place to do that in a good setting, with a good host and good rules. They've been doing great stuff over there at Tac City.
Definitely.
Sonny and Derek working with Speed QB to get that. He's
still recovering from shot shock.
Still recovering from shot shock. Anthony Cummin is actually asking when we're going to make more Pop-It options. I don't know.
I designed a Pop-It kit. It's a whole kit. Ask for it. Ask your local retailer. Ask your rep. Log on to the chat. Ask.
Hey, I mean, if you don't know, you got to ask. So, if you're just joining us, episode 25, Valken Debrief, thank you. Please hit the share and like button. We're talking to Aaren and Renfield Cudal from TAPP Airsoft, some great guys that do some 3D printing and design. If you got any questions for them, please put it down in the chat below, and we'll ask them for you.
So tell me, what are some of the challenges of being a young entrepreneurs?
Money. We don't have any money.
Gotta have that dosh.
Yeah. And that's actually, we have to work around that. So for bigger companies, like, people are always into the instant gratification nowadays. 2-day shipping with Amazon, or you can just go right upstairs to your computer, log on, and buy. Yeah. But for us, because we can't actually keep stock, because we don't have investments to keep stock, so literally someone makes the order, and then that's when all the purchases go out for the parts, and then it's assembled. So it takes us like 3 to 4 weeks, or sometimes if we're quick enough, 2 weeks to ship a product actually out to someone. But it's just a hurdle you got to get over.
Another setback we would say is just the aspect that we're so young.
Like, hey, give me a loan. How old are you? Do you have a car? No.
Do you have a social security number?
Basically that's the issue.
Is sometimes people don't take us seriously. Like, we'll walk into a shop looking for a prototype way back when, and we'd give them a design. Do you think you could prototype this? And the person's kind of like, I can look into it, type thing. So, it's like there's not enough respect built around it, because they don't think that we can get like the money to order so many, when in some senses we can. And then also just it's not like we have a huge rep yet. So some people question our legitimacy about it and see if we can keep our word type thing. When it's like, okay, well, the business is just starting and we don't have a lot of rep built, so it's going to take us a couple years to build that reputation.
Yeah, and you definitely want to keep the model sustainable, because
definitely.
when small businesses come into money, they grow too fast, and then
they just can't meet demand fast enough, and
the bubble pops.
Yeah, I do love your your new marketing patches that you've. Do you got one that you can show the viewers there?
I tap that patch. Yeah.
I tap that. That is awesome. A patch. I tap that. That's I love it. There's this kid in the chat named Connor. He's asking who the best player on the team is.
Oh, Connor Wallace. Connor. We'd probably say without a doubt one of our friends, Ryshawn Goods, is, or we call him Drug Lord, because he wears a gas mask. But he's going to be the best player. Sorry, Connor, you're not the best player.
He's insane. When we go down to Miami, which is an indoor field, he runs around with a sword and throwing knives and gets like 15, 20 kill streaks at a time. It's absolutely insane.
It's hilarious.
I want to see video of that, or it never happened. Aaren.
Well, I'll send you some footage.
I used to play with a guy who did the whole ninja thing, like snake eyes. So he dressed up as
yeah.
Snake Eyes, and he'd throw knives at you and little foams throwing stars, and ran around with a sword, and he'd get like so many kills, and like a night, like his favorite was night games or like indoors where it was dark. We used to the old DMZ he used to run around. So one of the things, a buddy of mine, because we got so tired of those stupid knives, so we'd practice. We'd get the same knives and throw them at each other, and we'd practice batting them out of the air. So it only happened once. It was a night game. It was like some anniversary game. And he comes out and he's doing his little, throwing the knives, and we're just like, bam, bam. What? No!
Oh, well,
He was so mad.
you remember Bob Hildebrandt?
Yep, Bob Hildebrandt,
the Axeman. He ran
That's
around with
hilarious.
it, and man, he would get some of the most epic axe kills.
Oh yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
Lion Claws games too. Like there'd be a stack of guys, and he'd just be like, boop, 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 boop.
It's almost like people are like, axe me! Oh my goodness. Oh, people are asking where they can get that patch, how they can get it.
Oh, TAPPAirsoft.com. Head over to the website. Pick one up.
TAPPAirsoft.com.
Do it. We need to sell them. They're sitting on our desk.
Please. Let's see, what else? Oh, Zach's asking where he can get Deans in South Jersey.
South Jersey, we sell
Valken.com.
connectors.
Yeah, we sell Dean's connectors. You can
Valken.com.
order through our website for local pickup.
Yep.
You got to call the phone number because I don't think you have the local pickup option on the website. But yeah, Zach, you can go to our website Valken.com and we sell Dean connectors. Dad's a close second. Center mass.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
center
a
man.
close second.
Yep. He's our photographer, but he's also he's like a reincarnated marksman.
Yeah, he's a one baller.
Yeah.
Holy
He's our
cow.
one baller.
It's so annoying to play against him because you'll be in one peeking him like this, and then he peeks out once, shoots once with his pistol, and hits you right in the face. And it's like, come on, man. Like, you can't be that good.
So, how long have you guys been in business doing this now?
3-4 years?
Yeah.
4
But it
years?
only actually took off
Last
6
year.
months.
Yeah,
6
it only
months.
really took off like crazy maybe 6-7 months ago.
Okay, so where do you guys, see the team, or the business going this year, 2018? I mean, what are you looking forward to? What do you want to do?
As far as the team goes, we really want to start pushing the traveling because, as you know, we're at the very tip of Florida, and it takes us at least 6-7 hours just to get out of Florida. But we definitely want to get a bunch of guys in a van and go up to Georgia just to hit a bunch of different fields and start traveling a lot more, get out of our comfort zone. As far as the business, well, we want to be millionaires by the end of the year.
I speak from personal experience. It doesn't happen in airsoft ever.
Yeah, probably just expand our repertoire right now, like all the guns that we currently support for drum magazines. We still have people asking us for more drum magazines for different kinds of guns. Although you have that one guy ask for some super random gun, and you're like, okay, when that comes out, you're going to be the only person that buys it, and it's literally just going to sit there. So we sort of have to gauge what we're going to make next.
Well, yeah, because you guys, did the drum mag adapter for the Chris Vector, right?
Yeah, and surprisingly, that's been one of our highest selling ones, even though the Chris Vectors.
Because the mags are unobtainium.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're just so hard to get your hands on. So as soon as we stock them, we can't even do pre-orders for that because we can't even guarantee if we'll be able to find a magazine.
So we're scavenging around the web just trying to find the short mags to make it. So we came out with one for the long mags, but people like the short mags one. Plus a drum mag on a full auto gas blowback, 1,500 rounds nonstop. You're stupid if you don't have
bolt kit in.
Yeah, you got to tap that so you don't get a cooldown effect
I get that.
on the GBBRs. So, you say you want to get out more because Overwatch 4, that was your first large Milsim event, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That was our first large Milsim. We have a couple guys who do enjoy the Milsim, but we're definitely more centered to the super fast, competitive, instant action style play.
The Milsim was a lot. I mean, it was really it was like an adventure kind of. You didn't run into a lot of stuff, but there was always that opportunity to. So you always felt that kind of tension. Where if you're skirmishing at fields or like new fields for us, where we have to learn new angles and stuff, and then the whistle blows, everything starts immediately. Then 15 minutes later, it ends, and then 5-minute break, it starts again. So that kind of is what we're more geared to. Plus, at Milsims, they won't let us use our drum mags.
That young stamina.
I know, right? No, the OG Kaiju actually had to. It was interesting because they kept going out. They come back, reload at the fob, and they just keep going back out like onesies and twosies. And you guys remember, Ren was actually the most antsy one. I go, stay here. Wait for the rest of your team to come back, take a break, drink some water, have a snack, but Ren is like, hey, they're over there. Target, they're over there. I'm like, relax. See all these other people in the fob, the hobbits, they'll take care of you. You're waiting for your team, and I know, Ren, you kept looking at me like, I want to go. Like, hold on, we're going. And we did get that mission over there at the village, right?
Yeah, that one was fun. That was a lot of
which we crushed.
Tell our viewers a little bit about that mission.
Yeah, we went to this mission. They take you in a van to this other area, this like U-Haul, and you're supposed to defend it against an attack. It was tons of fun because we got the whole Milsim aspect about it, which we never had done before. So there was the commands, and then Kaiju, you were in charge, and you were yelling us, tell us where to go and everything. And it was like, it started going when the TAM team, they rolled in with their own U-Haul. They drop off people, and they're supposed to attack our compound. We're supposed to defend this bomb, which we had started the timer on it, and the more seconds you get, the more points you get. But these guys, they started coming towards us, but they kind of like gave up on it, and they pulled the "we're dead." Not really.
They did they did the lollygag fake. I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That walk.
So I don't see a rag.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Well, the guys were like, should I shoot him? Because they were just kind of like bebopping.
Because there were some people with the group right there who had dead rigs on, and there were other people walking. So we supposed that the whole group was out. And then suddenly one guy just picks up his gun and shoots me. And it's like, bro, this is a Milsim. We're supposed to have fun. I mean, like...
But you learned.
Yeah, we learned. So I kept shooting everybody for the rest of the day until I saw a dead rig come out. I didn't care if their hand up and they were screaming on hit. I just kept going.
You start aiming for
dead rag.
If I don't see red, you're not dead.
You aim for those soft parts.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, I just got the signal. Our budget ran out for the day.
Oh my goodness.
It's like the money is like a timer. It counts down.
Oh, too bad. So thank you everyone out there for joining us, episode 25 on the Valken Debrief. We've been here with Aaren and Renfield Cudal from TAPP Airsoft, great young brothers that have been innovative, meeting needs in the HPA community, and also managing a team. So
on the website, by the way, check your website orders.
Yep, check your website, tapairsoft.com.
No, them check their
website. You check your website orders. Because if you want that, I tap that patch. So thanks for joining us. Please share. If you ever have any ideas of who you'd like to see on the show, please put it in the comments below. We do read every comment. Sometimes they don't get on the show all the time, but we do appreciate it, and we do go back and read the comments afterward. So
we'll try and get guests, but we only have so much money. We may have to resort to a large Lincoln trunk. But
and chloroform.
Does it smell like chloroform?
Does it smell like chloroform to you? So thanks again, guys. We will see you next week on the Valken Debrief.